Okay, it's Friday night. I'm excited to be here. It's 8 o'clock. Let me see who is going to jump on here and join me for my Facebook Live tonight. I got a packed full night, a lot of stuff. Don't see anybody jumping on. Let me see what I can do about that. Okay, there we go. There's somebody. Hey, Michael. Okay, hey, Melissa. Okay, I got some fun stuff, so I'm going to wait a few minutes, but I went to Walmart this afternoon. I actually got off work a little earlier than I normally do, and I went to Walmart. And, there was several years I didn't go to Walmart at all. And the reason is they didn't have the products I wanted, because what I was looking for was healthy things. I was looking for organic things. But they have stepped up their game. They have responded to the customer base, and there are more and more people that are trying to get healthy. And the reason is because you can't afford to be sick. Did you know the number one reason for bankruptcy in America is medical expense? And I can attest to that because I work in the medical field. But about a year ago, my daughter, she builds furniture, and she cut her leg. I don't know how many stitches, but it was a pretty bad cut. She ended up in the ER having to have it sewn up, and it was a $10,000 bill. And she had medical insurance, but she had a $10,000 deductible. So people are trying to be healthy. So I am excited to share a recipe with you tonight. So it's cooling down over here. I did the Instapot thing, and I forgot it was a 55-minute cook. But it has to cool down. So while I'm showing you this, I'm going to be letting that cool down. But you got to get you an Instapot, and I'm going to be giving one away to my email list. So if you want to get my email, and I'm going to actually be sending this recipe in the email in the morning. It goes out at 6 o'clock in the morning. Not every morning, but about 3 or 4 times a week, and it's just chock full of health information. Mind, body, awareness, products, just so much. Here's what I say. I actually go out there and I do the filtering and I funnel it to you. So put your email in the comments or message me your email and get my email. And yes, I do sell some stuff. Right now I'm selling my challenge, and there's somebody on here tonight that needs to join because we are into it. People are already, some people are experiencing some carb flu. We've been in it a week. Actually 5, this was the 5th day. Others are beginning to say, I'm losing my cravings. I'm dropping weight already. So if you want to join, you can certainly do it. Hey, Joy. All right, listen up. I'm going to show you some products. I know you don't go to Walmart very much, Joy, but here we go. So I'm going to slide this stuff over because this is actually what went into the pot roast. So I'm going to show you that in a few minutes. And then I'm going to talk about vegan because that may come up for you. And I know this whole game changer thing is going on. So I want you to be aware. All right, so I'm just going to take things out of my little bowl here. This was my mama's bowl. Isn't it beautiful? I've always loved this bowl. Just like this vase of hers. I got so many things that are hers, but I wish I had her. But you know what? She's in the best place because she's in heaven. All right, so here we go. So I use this in my coffee. This is organic, heavy whipping cream. And you're like, well, why do you use organic? Because I want it to be as pure as possible. What I put in my body, I want it to be as pure as possible. So that's the reason. All right, so here we go. So these are organic petite diced tomatoes, and you can get these actually with green chilies in them too. So instead of Rotel, you want to get organic tomatoes. All right, my daughter's calling me. We've been trying to get together all week. Okay, so tomatoes, there you go. All right, I'm just going to sit these over here as I use them. Okay, so here we go. This is kombucha, and this is one of the best brands of kombucha that you can get. I've done some research. There are hundreds of sites about kombucha, but this is the best. This is one of the very best ones. Okay, unless you make your own, and there are people that do that. If you do that locally, I'd love to know it. I'll buy some from you. But I drink about 2 ounces of this, 2 or 3 times a week. If you're just starting my program, kombucha has a good bit of carbs, but you do want to check. So let me just see how many carbs this has. This has 6 grams of carbs and 8 ounces, so not so bad. This is not so bad. So it is going to spike your insulin though, so you just want to be careful about that. All right, so here we go. I found these and I can't wait to try them. So one of the things about making guacamole is, you gotta process it. You gotta get the stuff out of the avocado peeling. And I don't mind doing that, especially if I've got friends around that I'm talking to, but sometimes it's a little nasty. So I bought these frozen avocado cubes, and avocado is one of those things that you don't really have to get organic because it's got a nice thick shell around it, and so it's not gonna really absorb those chemicals so much. And I'm not sure they even spray it very much. But so anyway, I'm gonna let you know how this works out. These frozen diced avocados. But that was interesting. I found that, and again they're not organic, but it's not necessary for avocados. Okay, so this is something if you like Chinese food, you want to know about toasted sesame oil. Now sesame oil is not one of your. Let's see. Yeah, hey Ann, hey Betty, hey Cheryl. Okay, so sesame oil is made from sesame seed, okay? But if you get the toasted kind, so up on the shelf there was this one, and right beside it was virgin sesame oil. So you have to look for the toasted. And as soon as you open it and smell it, you're gonna recognize that smell. It's a distinct smell. It's what they use, and it's wonderful to pour about a tablespoon in a pan with some avocado oil and stir fry your chicken, and that gives it a kind of a Chinesey taste if you just want something different. So I love this. You also can put it in salad dressing and it gives it an Asian taste. So try this. I think you'll like it. I really do. I love it. I love it that I found that. Okay. All right. I was so proud to find these. All right. Cheryl, we've looked for pecans. I think I bought you some at Aldi or wherever I was. These pecans, and I've tasted them, they are good, all right? So, because sometimes you get them and maybe they're last year's or whatever. Okay, so there's a big rack up by right where you turn to go down the meat counter, and this is 20 ounces, and they were $9.96, I think. So normally, you're going to pay $9 or $10 for 16 ounces. So I got 20 ounces. So it's kind of like I got 4 ounces free. But check this out. The 8-ounce bag was $5. So, I got more for my money, a lot more for my money. So a lot of times you think, well, 20 more ounces would have been a lot more money. But actually, that was a deal. And I love a sale just like anybody else. Okay. So here we go. This was another thing. Now you may totally not be interested in this at all, but what this is, it brought back some memories from my childhood. This is black walnuts. And if you have ever tasted or smelled black walnuts, you know there is a very distinct smell to them. My grandma used to put them in a cake that she called a nut cake. So I'm going to experiment. I think they would be delicious in a pumpkin cake. So I'm going to experiment and let you know how that turns out. But I'm getting in the mood to try some different things for Thanksgiving, especially with pumpkin, because I love pumpkin. And don't you like my little pumpkin colored sweater? I got it at Walmart today. I think it was $7.99. I love it. It's so soft. Yep. Okay. So here we go. Somebody was asking me the other day about yogurt. Is it okay on our nutrition plan? Yes, it is, but you want to get, first of all, the sugar-free kind, the plain kind, okay? This is what I had when I got home from work. I wasn't really hungry. I'd already had a meal today, so I just kind of I really wanted to try this yogurt because I love yogurt. We grew up eating Clabber, which is where we took and I think you saw me make it with some fresh cow's milk. And the cream rises to the top, you skim that off, and then it clabbers. And that's what yogurt is. So what I did is I put this in here with some stevia, I put some of the black walnuts and some pecans and some coconut flakes and some stevia. I think I said that, some cinnamon and some pumpkin pie spice, and it was delicious. You could even put a little maple syrup, organic maple syrup. I use that for a sweetener at times. It's definitely going to have carbs, but not that many. In fact, let me check. Hang on right there just a minute. And I'm going to, all right, so here's my maple syrup, and it has, all right, 53 grams of carbs in 4 tablespoons. So that means 1 tablespoon has about 15 grams of carbs. I probably put not even a teaspoon in here, like 1/3 of a teaspoon. So I probably got about 12 grams of carbs in my little bowl of yogurt. I mean, I could have just done stevia, but sometimes I just like this maple syrup taste. But just imagine taking syrup and pouring it all over your waffle. First of all, the waffle's carbs, unless you've done a low carb one. And then if you got a couple of teaspoons, you got 25 grams of carbs just in your sugar. So you want to think about that and consider some substitutes. Okay, so here, let me go back to the yogurt. All right, so it needs to be whole milk. In other words, not fat-free. Fat-free did not work for America. Look at us. We're not healthy. All right, so it is a probiotic, and this is Stonyfield Organic, so this is a great option. Another option is kefir. So I needed some buttermilk, and I didn't want to buy buttermilk because they don't have it. They don't have organic buttermilk at Walmart. So I bought this, and I'm going to put some lemon juice in it to make my buttermilk. I forgot what the recipe is that so I was going to make some homemade ranch dressing. So I'll make it with that. All right, here's another thing I love that they have at Walmart. This is organic broccoli florets, and they're multicolored. So they're purple and white and green. And I'm going to make Cheryl's recipe. In fact, I may do that tomorrow night and use these multicolored and maybe put a few little carrot strips in there just to give it some color. It would be beautiful for Thanksgiving. Because Cheryl, I thought that broccoli casserole you made for our Connect group the other night was really, really good. All right, so here's something. Now, I didn't find this at Walmart, but I do order it off of Amazon, and they may have it at Walmart. It's called Sweet Leaf Water Drops. This is a mixed berry flavor. It's made with stevia. If you get tired of just plain water, just put this in there, and you can enjoy it. And they're really good. They're about $3 or $4 for this little thing. Okay. Well, last thing I got at Walmart today, and I just want to tell you, and I'm going to post some pictures of the stand at Walmart, but this is the organic grass-fed beef, and this is 85-15 lean. You want to get as fatty a hamburger meat as you can, and I'm thinking tomorrow night I'm probably going to make just grill some burgers in the pan, cover them with cheese, and have some onion and who knows what to go with it. Maybe some sweet potato fries. I hadn't had any sweet potatoes this week, and usually once a week I will have a sweet potato. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to see, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to sit my Instapot over here because I want you to see this beautiful roast that I'm about to take out of here. Okay, so I turned the Instapot on 50 minutes, okay? And you gotta make sure that it's all released and this is all off. And I'm gonna open it up. I don't want to mess up my flowers here. Okay, so there we go. And I'm gonna spoon this out. Okay, this is gonna be delicious. Okay, all right. So I have heard about this recipe so many times that I said, okay, I am going to do it. And you know what? This is feels a little bit tough, so I may have to cook this up again. I may have to, yeah, this is a little tough. I'm going to run it again in the Instapot. So this was failed, but I'm going to taste it first because I love beef. I love beef. I love a steak. A steak is about my favorite meal. That is good. Okay, so let me tell you what's in it. I'm going to pull this over so you can see. All right. Okay, can you see this? All right, so I started with a package of this Kettle and Fire bone broth. Now, you can get this at Walmart. You can, but it's not grass-fed beef. These are grass-fed. They use grass-fed beef. So, if that's your preference, I bought a beef chuck roast. That's what that is, okay? And it's a grass-fed beef chuck roast. And then you use these pepperoncinis. Yep, 6 of those. And a stick of butter. And minced onion, parsley, salt, pepper, garlic powder. And there you go. And that's your Mississippi roast. I'm disappointed that this is not falling apart, but I didn't follow the instructions. It was supposed to cook for 55. I cooked it for 45. I'm going to put it back in there, let it go again, and I guarantee you it'll be tender this time. So I hope you got an Instapot, and I hope you're enjoying it. I love mine. And here's what I like about it. If I was doing this in the slow cooker, I wouldn't have been able to do it tonight, because I would have had to leave it on, for 6 or 8 hours. I think you have to cook this on high for 6 or 8 hours, and sometimes that's just not convenient, especially if you're leaving for work and you got about 8 hours you're going to be at work, and then it's just going to cook too long and too much. So I hope you'll try this, and I hope you enjoyed me showing you some of the products that I use, and just some of the things you're going to want to get, and some of the great deals I got today at Walmart. So have a great night, and I'll probably be on here tomorrow night with some other product or some other recipe. Now let me say this, if you want the recipe for this Mississippi pork roast Instapot, you're going to have to give me your email, okay? Oh, and I need to tell you what's on here. Yeah, I almost forgot. Okay, and this may not be interesting to some of y'all because you're like vegan, squeaking, who cares? You're not vegan, but there are a lot of people that are vegan. So hang on with me, and you're going to learn something about why not vegan, okay? And why vegan. Sometimes you can do vegan, sometimes not, okay? All right, so we're going to start off with the definition of food, all right? Because, when you're thinking about vegan, you're like, okay, so why would somebody just eat vegan? Now just eating vegan doesn't mean that you just eat vegetables. It's kind of like keto. There's dirty keto, there's keto, healthy keto, there's keto plus, there's just plain keto. And so just like that, there's vegan of every sort, okay? But most vegans eat bread, and they eat a lot of bread, and that's why most of the time they're not thin. They usually have some fat stored around the middle, and that's because of their insulin and the carbs that they're eating, okay? So vegetables have a lot of carbs. So here we go. So food is that which is taken into the body to provide nutrition, to provide energy, and promote the growth of tissue. That's why we eat. Novel thought, huh? That we're actually eating for these benefits, but most of the time we're eating just for comfort. I've heard it so many times just in the last week. I'm an emotional eater. So what they're saying to me is I'm really not hungry. I'm just stuffing my face because I'm sad about something. Yeah, or it's just a trigger, okay? So I want to encourage you, one of the tricks that I teach my clients is begin to think about food as fuel. This is fuel, okay? And I don't even have any in my house, but if I had a Debbie cake or a donut or a Pop-Tart or something else, that wouldn't be fuel. I would see that as poison. It really is not something I want to put in my body. Now, will I eat a donut? Yeah, I would eat a donut, but I wouldn't see that as nourishment, okay? All right, so I want to encourage you to begin to see food as fuel, just like you fuel your car. You wouldn't put dirty gas in your car or bad oil in your car. You would only put the best because you want it to last a long time, and you want to start thinking about fueling your body so it'll last a long time. All right, so here we go. So the nutrients that we need that you can't get from a vegan diet that is mostly bread. Most vegans they eat a lot of beans, they eat a lot of rice, they eat quinoa, they eat oats and stuff, but they don't really eat a lot of leafy green vegetables. And in my plan, I encourage 7 to 10 cups a day, whether you're taking it in a cruciferous vegetable capsule, or you're eating it in a salad, or you're sauteing spinach. You know, you got to get the nutrients. And here's why. This is so important. Here's what all comes in those vegetables that you don't get in bread. Now, there are some nutrients in grains, but you don't get zinc. Zinc is found in fish and meat, and not much in vegetables. There's not much zinc. You need zinc. Iron. Your body needs iron. Now, some people have too much iron and they have to, can't eat red meat, but you need iron. And that's what we get from red meat. We get iron. We need that. If you're anemic, you're going to need that. And calcium. We get calcium from dairy. And if you're not eating dairy, then you're probably not getting calcium, and that's what a lot of vegans do, okay? And DHA is one of those things that we also need, and you get that in that's B12, and you get that in animal products. And the other place you can get it, if you really do want to be vegan, you can get it from wheatgrass powder, wheatgrass juice powder, and I did use that for a while, and it's a good product, okay? And then the other thing is vitamin D, and we can get that from the sun, but we also get it from kale and spinach and other leafy green vegetables. Okay, so I just want to tell you that usually if a person is vegan, so that whole game changer thing, people that are just doing vegan, they're really eating a lot of bread, and they have issues with testosterone. They also have issues with their gut, and so. And it's hard to lose weight when you're eating bread and you're vegan, okay? So I especially encourage you, if you're pregnant, you don't need to be doing vegan, because the baby is going to be deprived of these important nutrients. It's just not how I think God created our body to do. Okay, all right, so I want to address an issue, and I've been doing some research on this, is the vegans say that there's all kind of damaging effects of beef, red meat, and all that. Well, there have been no studies, none. There's none available, at least what I found, and I follow Dr. Berg, and he says the same thing. There are no studies that show that there's any effect of eating grass-fed beef. There's no studies, all right? So I just want you to be aware of that there's no research to back up this claim that red meat is especially grass-fed beef, has a negative effect on your body. Okay, so if you have Crohn's or gluten intolerance and all of that, then vegan is not something you're going to be able to do until you actually make the shift over and begin to eat some vegetables and heal your gut. And that's what we do in a health revival. So in the first 30 days, what you're going to do in my program is you're going to heal the lining of your gut. Talk to Miles Zachary. He was in the hospital just December 31st, 2018. He called me. He said, I've got horrible diverticulitis. I'm in horrible pain. As soon as I get out of this hospital, I want to talk to you. He joined my program, and 2 months later, he had his colonoscopy, and it showed no diverticulitis. It is possible to heal your gut. I just want you to know that. All of my clients come off with their stomach medicine. Miles will tell you, he said, I had Tums in every car, in every pocket, in every jacket. He said, I don't even know where any Tums are anymore. So most people are saving at least $20 on those medicines, Acifex, Protonix, Xanax, all the things for your stomach. So you're going to heal your gut in the first month on this program. And there's so many more benefits. You're going to have more clarity. You're going to be eating more healthy fats. And your brain is about 80% fat. And you got to have fat for your brain to operate. So look at America. They're sluggish, they're low energy, they're depressed, they're on all kinds of medicine, and the reason is because they're not giving their body good nutrition. Okay, they're not getting these things. I mean, you think about yourself. When was the last time that you ate leafy greens? And a salad, a Zaxby salad, or even burritos, unless it's spinach, is not going to get it done. That's not your leafy greens, okay? White lettuce, as my daughter used to call it, is not nutritious. I mean, it has a little bit of folic acid, which you need if you're pregnant, but that's not it, okay? You're going to have to get leafy greens, and there are other ways to get it besides just eating a salad, okay? Because it takes a long time to eat a salad. And I ate a nice, good salad today, but it took me a lot longer than it does when I just take a meat dish or, just a vegetable dish. Eating salad, it's like a horse. It takes a while to chew it all up. Okay, so you heard me say, if you want to get the recipe for this delicious, and gosh, look, if you could just see this gravy that's in here, I'm going to take some cassava flour and thicken that and make a gravy. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. Or you could use some arrowroot. You definitely don't want to use cornstarch, and you definitely don't want to use wheat flour. You want to use something that's going to be nourishing to your body and agree with your stomach lining. And so I hope you'll give me your email, because I want you to get my health information. I think it's very valuable. It's valuable to me, and when I'm even composing those emails, I'm learning a lot about how to fuel my body. And I'm just going to tell you, this week, my work at the nursing home, I saw some really, really sick people. Knee replacements, strokes, heart attacks. Just some really devastating injuries. And many of those could have been avoided with proper nutrition. So that's what I want for you. I want you to have life. And here's what I told one of my clients. I signed up a couple of people. Yeah, it was last night. And he's diabetic, and here's what he was telling himself. He was telling himself that I can just take more insulin. Well, listen to this story, okay? I was doing a health fair, this was years ago, and one of our patients from the Mercy Clinic came in, and she said, take my blood sugar. And I said, you know what your blood sugar is, you check it all the time. She said, no, really. She said, I hadn't had anything to eat, just check it. So I checked her blood sugar. This was about 11 o'clock in the morning, and it was like 295. And I told her, I said, Doris, gosh, what'd you eat? She said, I hadn't had anything to eat. I said, are you sure? And she said, no. And she said, well, I just put a peppermint in my mouth. She had just put the peppermint in her mouth, and her blood sugar was 285 in her finger. So what that said to me, it was like a light bulb went on in my head. It was like, these people that think they can eat sugar and then bolus their insulin and it be okay, that is not the right information. And I said this week, what you don't know is what hurts you. So I'm telling you now, it hurts you if you're diabetic and you're eating way too much sugar, which if you've got fat around the middle, you're storing fat because your body, you're taking in more sugar than your body can process. And so I'd love to help you drop it. I'd love to help you get off your insulin. I'd love to help you if you're taking metformin. I'd love to help you get off that. I'd love to help you get off your blood pressure medicine. I talked to one of my clients today. She said, I was on 12 medicines and I'm on none now. That is an amazing, that surprises me. So that's what I want for you. I want you to be healthy. I want you to know the right things to eat. See, I had a doctorate in health, and I had a doctorate from Boston University, a physical therapy doctorate, okay? We did a lot of health and wellness stuff, and I've done it for years, and I thought I knew the right thing. But I know now that I didn't, and once I got the right thing and started fueling my body properly, I got healthy, and I got to this size. I dropped all that fat around the middle and all that back fat and all that 30 pounds, and I'm so glad to be free of it. Carrying weight is a heavy burden. It is a heavy burden, and I don't want you to do that. I'll take payments. Honestly, I never want money to be a reason why you wouldn't join, but it's going to cost you because you're spending a lot of money on food that you don't need, that's not serving you, that's actually hurting you. So let's talk. message me. Let's talk. It's not too late to get in this challenge. I want you to be healthy. You could drop 25 pounds by Christmas. If you're one of my clients and you're watching this, I hope you'll share this to your page, this video, so that others can see it. Hey, Sandra, yes, it is a burden. Yes, carrying. Oh my gosh, I remember going to the closet and thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to wear any of those clothes. And I went to Walmart today and I bought the clothes I wanted to wear. Not the clothes I had to wear, the only ones I could wear that were loose and covered up my fat. I bought this size small shirt. I bought the pants that I wanted to wear. And I love it, and I love it that I have more confidence. I love it that I feel more empowered. I love it that I feel that I sleep really, really good, and I'm about to go to bed because I woke up early this morning and had a long day. But as you can see, I'm energized. So I hope to see you tomorrow night. I think we're going to be on here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful. I'm going to do some cooking. I'm going to do some cleaning. I'm going to do some business work to encourage some of my clients, but I hope you'll jump in. It's not too late. Let me hear from you. Message me if you want to talk and say, I'm interested. It doesn't cost anything to talk to me. I just want to make sure it's a fit for you. So we'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.